The Way of the Cross. The Eighth Station. At the eighth station of the cross, the Church offers for our meditation the only documented words of Jesus as he was driven through the streets of Jerusalem. It's really a kind of conversation because it's prompted by the wailing and lamentation he hears from the women in the throng that is following behind the criminals on their way to execution. Jesus responds by calling the women daughters of Jerusalem. That brings up so many images from the history of Israel, from the scriptures as a whole. Jesus is the son of David, and Jerusalem is the city of David. The original meaning of the name of the city predates Joshua and the conquest, but in Hebrew, most probably thought their capital was the teacher of peace. The Essene sect, who may have influenced John the Baptist and his disciples, many of whom followed Jesus. The Essene sect considered the Jerusalem leaders corrupt and the temple sacrifices worthless because of it. Jesus found his best reception in Galilee and even in pagan territories, not Jerusalem, where the Romans and Herodians and Pharisees and Sadducees held sway. Only days before his own Passover, he had been the one lamenting over the city, "O Jerusalem, Jerusalem, killing the prophets and stoning those who are sent to you. How often would I have gathered your children together as a hen gathers her brood under her wings, and you would not. Behold, your house is forsaken and desolate." Jesus was clearly foreseeing that the intransigence and rebellious tendencies of the people of Israel would lead to desperate times and tragic consequences. The use of the phrase daughters of Jerusalem, like daughters of Zion, summons up memories of prophetic sayings like, "The Lord shall have washed away the filth of the daughters of Zion, and cleansed the bloodstains of Jerusalem from its midst, by a spirit of judgment, by a spirit of burning." Jesus tells his contemporaries, "Behold, the days are coming when they will say, Blessed are the barren and the wombs that never bore, and the breasts that never gave suck. Then they will begin to say to the mountains, Fall on us, and to the hills, Cover us. For if they do this when the wood is green, what will happen when it is dry?" Jesus was wholly innocent. He was guilty of no violation that deserved death by Roman law. So what will happen to those who became dry wood by their disbelief in the Messiah and by their treason against Rome? Fewer than 40 years later, the zealots and others among the people of Israel would rebel, and the Romans would defeat them, burn down the temple of Herod, and either kill or enslave the captive Jewish inhabitants. Those of us who take time during Lent or Holy Week or any other day of the year to contemplate the selfless sacrifice of Jesus need to feel and lament as the women of Jerusalem did. But feeling sorry for Christ is mere sentimentality. What does Christ call us to do? First, personally, we should lament and ask forgiveness for our own personal sins, our lack of faith, hope, and effective charity. Those are the nails that bound Christ to his cross. Second, we must lament and ask forgiveness for our society, our culture, that daily murders children in the womb, that celebrates and rewards people who pollute the sacrament of marriage, and that generally offends minute by minute human dignity and personal integrity. Our prayer must be one with that of Christ on the cross. Forgive us, Lord, for we know not what we do.